Good morning. Thank you for coming. I would like to start by thanking my colleagues in my PSU for attending the workshop and my colleagues, a cohort from Getty, Philippi and Stevens for attending as well. While I'm presenting, I will not be able to see your nice faces, so just allow me to take the questions and answer at the end of the presentation. Hopefully it will take less than 1 hour to catch up our classes afterwards. To start with, do you know what's the 25-50 problem? This is a question that once I was asked, someone asked me, and I dig deeper. Think about the oldest building you worked on recently. For most architects, heritage is 100 years old, and this is where preservations take place. But what about the buildings we are designing today? Getty International Course on Modern Heritage focuses on confronting the 25 to 50 years problem. That lifespan where a modern building is too young for traditional preservation, but too old to function as designed. So it's where the concrete is failing, the systems is obsolete, and the value is misunderstood. I spent 2 weeks with the international expertise tackling this exact gap. And the key lesson, the principles we use to conserve yesterday's icons are the most powerful tool we have to design resilient architecture today. Getty International Course invites us to think how we preserve these modern icons, not just as structures, but a legacy that shapes our future. I'm trying today in less than 1 hour to take you inside this unique course to explore how modern heritage conservation is evolving globally. The first part, I will be tackling 3 main questions. Why modern heritage now? What's Getty Conservation Institute? What's their mission? And last, the Getty International Course on Modern Heritage. Just to give you a brief introduction on the course and the context that I spent for 4 months nearly. To start with, why modern heritage now? This phase is what I start the couple of minutes talk with. The design flow, the new materials, the quick construction, the challenge that's somewhere between history and current event. These buildings are stuck in this gap, history and current events, our current situation. Why are the buildings we designed 25 years ago already failing? Their problems, I mean physical and if you want to say non-tangible problems as well. Then comes the Getty Conservation Institute and its role in heritage. Their mission is to advance conservation practices through science, education, and model projects. And there, where I joined the course that I dreamt to join, to be honest with you, I dreamed to join this course maybe 6 or 7 years ago. I had this vision of going to Getty, seeing the piano building, all this, but I never thought that sometimes some dreams come true late. So the Getty International Course on Conservation of Modern Heritage is the educational, branch is the educational arm tackling the problem. Modern architecture is somewhere between heritage and culture events. It's an intensive program for international professionals focusing on the conservation and management of 20th century built heritage. From March to August 2025, I've been lucky enough to join 26 cohorts from 23 different countries. The application were opened from the 1st of June till mid-July, and then alhamdulillah, luckily I managed to join. I've been joining them through this period. The course structure is divided into 2 main components. The first one is the online component, detailed module over several weeks, and then in-person component, which is only 2 weeks in LA. In the online component, there were key themes that came across the modules. Conservation methodology for modern architecture, and this will be with, I will try to dig deeper in more information in it in this short lecture workshop. The second thing is the value-based approach or the stakeholders engagement. Moving then to the upgrading, upgrading and adapting and sustainable in conservation. And there was a part that was really important, which is the materials conservation, where we were introduced to concrete, steel, wood, and more materials. My best part was the advocacy and the large-scale conservation. Maybe to be honest with you, this is one of the things that after we finished the workshop, the dissonant terminology, for instance, to be was introduced through this part, and how to make use of the buildings that for a long time have been abandoned. To start with is the online module, which is start from March till 20 July. We were meeting once every week. It was a flip book kind of course, so we get to hear the lectures, listen to them, and study them well through the week, get prepared to assignment that we handle before Thursday, and then we have nearly an hour and a half of online questions and answers after a random choice of 3 of us to present their assignments. The online module topics, as I mentioned before, were started with introduction to modern heritage conservation challenges, and this was really one of the very inspiring one, trying to simplify how to get a theme for the 20th century heritage places, either for starting with transportation, popular culture, tourism, or war and its aftermath. Using thematic framework and interventions would really a new approach for me when dealing with heritage building. Then the community connection and the oral history in heritage conservation lectures were really very informative, and this helped us to go week by week into the assignments in trying to find different approaches. And to be honest with you, reviewing my cohort assignments helped me a lot in this point. Another thing that was mentioned in the online modules is the sustainability and decarbonization focused approaches, moving to the modern material conservation strategies. And to be honest, this was a little bit challenging for me because I'm into theories more, but at the end of the course, it gave me a different insight. Last is the advocacy of modern heritage at local and global scale. I usually did it in a very randomized way, but when seeing different precedents from around the world, it gave me another insight of how to raise a case related to a certain building and doing it in a very structured, well-organized approach. Then came the in-person component, and it was really very condensed, very rich. First, I speak about I want to start by the photos at the right, because these were the manuals that we saw it and we revise it on daily basis. The heritage principles given to us by Sheridan, Susan, and Margaret, and all the team were, and Chandigal, all of them were really very informative and helped us with many materials, and these were the 3 books that was with us. I do thank you to all the staff because they did a great job in a very condensed time. In-person component I start with the site visits and the practical exercises, Getty Center and its conservation stories, either the day-to-day work in the building or visiting the archive or the labs as well. Then the tours for the iconic modern heritage sites, from concrete institutions to steel and glass homes. I will just give 2 examples of the site visits, but we did more than that. The first one is the industrial scale Salk Institute. Finally being there was one of a kind experience. And reviewing the impact of its material, raw concrete, teak wood, and how the preservation went on different scales. The other thing that should be mentioned is the residential masters. Nutera, Laturn, and Latner, and Eames, Nutera's reunion house, Eames house. Each one of them had their own peak. So Eames house was the landscape interior integration, the standardization of the shelves and components, the site, the structure freedom. Each one gave us an insight from different approach, unique masterpieces. So first was the Getty Center, then the tours, and the third one is the hands-on workshop, especially the concrete one, where we spent the full day in Getty doing different diagnostic experimentations. Last was the group exercises, and the discussion was as informative as the site visits and the lectures as well. This interaction on daily basis with the group was really of great insight. To be honest with you, if I imagine that all the team from different places from the world will meet for 2 weeks in a camp, I called it a camp, to do this in a very proposal, to do their proposals in a very short period, I would never imagine that this would be as successful as it ended with. Last, the interaction with expertise from different backgrounds, governmental, private, freelancers, and from different expertise. Just to give you a quick glimpse from 2 or 3 of the points that I have mentioned, the concrete workshop was really, as Zaha Hadid mentioned, what's nice about concrete is that it looks unfinished, and this is one of the things that we get to introduce a lot of stuff in the workshop. Richard Nutera's VDL house, Richard and Diane, sorry, Nutera's VDL house was really a masterpiece in the shade and shadow, and the video on one of the art installations that took place in the place. Then the masterpiece, or the master spot in this house, was the room that he designed for his wife. It was really, really, really very inspiring. A very small place. Most resembles a room in a ship. It's really, really nice. The lady, the shadow lady, if you want to say, she was behind many of his. She used to move with a small typewriter, writing everything for him. It's very inspiring story, and this is her room. This is where one of our field visits were. The other thing that we say, that I usually get dressed up for a party, but I get dressed up for this house. Meeting Eames house physically, being one of the pioneering groups that the house was closed for after the fires in LA, and it was open for us for the first time. It was really, really, really of very welcoming, very well organized, very nice. I can't find the words to express how this experience was really nice. I just added this photo at the top. The lady used to get plates from different sizes and colors, and it was really, really colorful table. But this is one of the nice stories. A lot of stories was behind, and these were Civic 6, one of my team that we worked together in the proposal that I'll be showing after a while. Digging deeper to the 2 weeks in the LA, Los Angeles, we were given an actual building with Santa Monica Civic Auditorium to design a conservation management plan for it. This happened in 5 stages. Stage 1 and 2 where we were required to point out the values and the significance. And this was based on the value-based module that we took online. Our design briefly must start with the site statement of significance. Why should we preserve and the value behind it? Stage 3 with the risk and the vulnerability and resilience, trying to identify the risks and the vulnerability going behind the material decay. And this stage included economic, social, climatic pressures as well. Stage 4, we started by policies and adaptation, producing conservation policies, identifying the tolerance for change. And this is one of the other, I mentioned dissonant architecture, and this is another important terminology that I got introduced through the course, which tolerance to change. How buildings, this is a very important challenge and how we should deal with. This stage is the ultimate design brief for the retrofit. Finalizing with the 5th stage with the implementation and monitoring. Conservation isn't a one-time fix. It requires a long-term implementation priorities and long-term monitoring plan as well. These were my team, which we called ourselves Civic 9, and this was part of our final presentation, trying to save the 6 pillars building as we designed the CM conservation management plan. Key technical and design challenge that we get from this 2 weeks, to be honest with you. The whole period was really rich, but the 2 weeks were really intense and very transformative in our lives. First thing is the technical material challenges, concrete decay, and I'll start by the video and then go back to the text.
Brick. Good. What else? Weapon. Louis Kahn said, even a brick wants to be something. A brick wants to be something. Despite. The common, ordinary brick wants to be something more than it is. Wants to be something better than it is. That is what we must be. Just take my hand.
So the first thing is the brutalist. We were focusing on the Salk Institute as a case study and Weekend's major study trip, the challenge of conservation raw concrete antique in an aggressive marine environment. The partnership between GCIA and Salk showed the necessity of specialist material science for diagnostic and treatment. It was my first time to see how labs work with conservation in a very specialist, deep way. The second thing related to the technical or material challenge was the sustainable retrofitting. How we conserve with a sustainable design in the back of our mind, evaluating the options, using life cycle assessment, addressing the decarbonization are required skill for modern heritage. And it was really of a great benefit. Moving to the second thing is the architecture and social challenges of adaptation and intangible values, the role of change, how to successfully navigate upgrading, adapting modern heritage. And the Sydney Opera House was repeated more than once, and it was a prime example. And here comes the question of when does adaptation become distraction? The CMP provides the ethical frame to answer this. Coming to the second point with the intangible residential heritage, and especially the case study of Reunion House or the Eames House, using oral history and social records to understand the intangible heritage gave another perspective, the use of stories and social values that guide the physical intervention. So as if the two approaches give us the tangible and intangible sides of this. To conclude, the three lenses is the thing that I think one of the big gains that I took with me back home. When we work on modern heritage, we are not just fixing concrete or upgrading a facade. We are completing the original design process. The next larger context for modern architecture is time itself. Our role is to ensure these buildings are not merely preserved, they are continually designed for the future that requires a new systematic level of rigor. To simplify this in 3 points is modern heritage requires a system process, which is the CMP, materials, specialist sites, and creative adaptation of tolerating this change. I tried to give you a quick glimpse, but there are many other stories that I would love to go through, which is the bachelor party at Salk, or the automated delivery, or the Lotus Rose at Getty's building, or Apple Store in one of the old cinemas in downtown, or the train, the puppet, and the self-driveless Uber, and maybe the many stories behind the stage. Meeting Gary's first trials and then meeting one of the Mahmoud Riyad building in the Getty's archive, or maybe a waterfront with where it's really for everyone, even special needs. Or the window that is at the end of the, very close to the floor of the building. It was really eye-opening and different story to be told. In this context, I should show you the thank you video that our colleague Zainab and we all shared with in compiling it.
Challenging and impactful, unique, transformative,
Noteworthy, hugely inspiring,
grateful. Thanks for sharing your results.
love to do a more further, inspiring, demanding, and rewarding,
Wonderful experience.
unforgettable.
Great bunch.
Exceptional. Opportunities of our lifetime.
Invaluable.
An inspiration, our C&D for modern heritage.
Trendsetter.
An absolute delight and privilege.
Amazing. It's mind-blowing.
Fulfilling. Strangers became friends. Benchmark.
This is a great experience.
The experience of a lifetime.
Wonderful and unforgettable.
Eh? Graceful. Amazing.
Obrigada.
Esse advogado.
Gracias. Arrivederci.
Obrigado.
Good night.
Tudo bem. Pode manter. Você pode declarar.
Thank you.
Aqui.
You're welcome.
Gracias.
Thank you. Obrigada.
Que chegou. Obrigado.
Hola. شكرا.
Aqui.
شكرا.
شكرا جزيلا.
Gracias. Go ahead.
Yani, I think I just want to get the thank you screen once again, because one of the things that the team each and every one of the presenters or the organizer, Arvin, Chandler, Ilsa, Gail, Hong, and Maristella, Ryan, and Sheridan, and Susan, and Margarita, each one of them really did a great effort. Of course, the rest of instructors as well. I as well want to thank each and every one of the team of my cohort, or my colleagues, or my friends now, because actually they made this experience eye-opening. The last thing that I would really advise you with, the website, the Getty website, had a lot of books that are really available online for free. That helped us a lot during this course. Maybe we focused more about the Eames Conservation Management Plan and a couple of books that was really of benefit, but all of them actually are available online, PDF for free, and really of great help. They are generously, there are 2 hard copies that I came back from Getty, and they are now in our library that you can have a look on, the 20th Century Historical Thematic Framework, and this was really of great help, and the Value in Heritage Management, and both of them are now available in our university, in PSU library. More publications, as I mentioned, and especially the framework is now available in more than 1 language, and Arabic as well, are available on the website, Getty's website, in the publication, under the publication tab. I can't find the word that I can end with this presentation as the Salk quote, that is, hope lies in the dreams, in imagination, and in the courage of those who dare to make dreams into reality. Thank you for your patience, and hope that this short presentation give you a glimpse of what we have been introducing. Thank you, Philippia, for opening the camera as well. Miss you so much. Thank you for coming. John, Philippia, and Stephen are both friends started with in an online relationship, and now it extended to more than that. Thank you for coming today as well. If you have any questions, I'm open. If it's mainly to give you a quick glimpse of more than 3-month experience. Could I ask you, John and Stephen and Philippia, if you can share any reflection? It would be of great.
Hey, thanks, Simon. It's great to be here. Sorry, I missed the start of your presentation. I'm calling from Ireland. I like the song contest here. I echo what you say. It was a great experience, a once in a lifetime opportunity. I'm still talking about it. I met with a group here in Dublin on Tuesday night who were studying the American Embassy building here, which dates from the 1970s. A group actually from Columbia University, and I was just extolling the wonderful benefits of going on a course like the Getty. You're open to so much information, so many experts, and also just in terms of meeting your fellow participants, really a chance to learn from some of the best people around the world and to make fantastic connections. So I'm really, really delighted to have been on the course and to have made wonderful friends like you guys. So yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you for coming, John. Philippa? Take your time, don't worry. Just unmute yourself. We can't hear you.
Hello,
Yes.
sorry. Even after 2 or 3 or 4 months of online classes, I'm confused by meeting. But I think John said everything. It's been such a good course. I've learned so much. It's been useful in my work, in the way I kind of practice at work, but just how I think about things generally in life. And yeah, great friends out of it. Unexpectedly good. So yeah, I'd recommend it to anyone to apply.
Thank you so much. Stephen, I don't know if you can log in or not. And if I'm missing anyone from the Gettys, please let me know. So,
thank you, Dr. Shaima, for this wonderful presentation, and thanks for our guests as well. Yeah, the presentation was full of energy, and we would like to know more about how can we apply, for example, for this, if you can share with us. And is it, so was it context oriented? I mean, the case studies that you visited were only in US, right? In California. So it was only context oriented to modern heritage in US, or was it like international, with international precedents as well? And are there, do you know if there are courses, like future courses that are oriented to, for example, Gulf context or something like that? Thank you.
Thank you for the question. It's really of great help, Dr. Manab. Related to the application, it's very simple. Yani, just you fill in the application, their recommendation letter that you get from your direct supervisor, and then everything went slowly with there's a fee for the course, and there's travel accommodation and all that stuff that you should pay. And yani it was not that complicated. If John or Philippa, if you want to add anything related to this, but it's very simple, just application and normal documents of paying the fee, the intuition fee for every step that you are working in. Of course, the part that related to going to LA requires the visa and the logistics of traveling, but it's the normal of attending a conference or anything very similar to it. The other thing related to the context, it's thank you for the question, because the different expertise from different backgrounds giving us, sharing with us their insights from their cities, made us being in different contexts at the same time, and my colleagues presenting their weekly assignments from their countries gave us the broaden this perspective very, and to seeing a modern to see a modern building in Brazil, and then see it in Kosovo, and then in Australia, and then Dublin, and then connecting all these with the precedents that we've been introduced to either in the US or Opera Sydney House, where we were introduced to it more than once. So this gave us the major context of yes, we may be introducing something in US or in certain place, but at the same time being there in a different places as well. Did I answer all our inquiries, Dr. Manas?
Yes, thank you.
We have another colleague with us as well. Could you please, thank you for joining. Adulu, can you answer? Can you hear us? Can you unmute yourself and just give us a reflection on the course as well?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, quite well.
Yeah, Shana. Well, Getty experience was a wonderful one. Just like, and you're given a full update of everything that happened there. That's it's like bringing the whole world together under the same roof, different background, different experience, and with instructors that are very knowledgeable about the modern architecture all over the world. It was a wonderful experience that anyone would love to experience. It was a time that we had to work together with one another, sharing and gaining from each other's experience. And it was also wonderful that group assignments that people were doing together and making presentation, a way of collaborating with one another. It was a really wonderful. And like the person who asked question, that last question said, it's not just peculiar to America. It is bringing the whole world to America so that we experience the whole world. And the whole thing started with an online lecture with various assignments where people were bringing in their expertise, experience together, and then sharing, presenting, and the question were being asked. And it was really wonderful that people had a lot of things to gain from one another at that program. And I want to give kudos to Getty for bringing up such a program. And I want to encourage everybody to strive to be part of such a program. Thank you, Sana, for this presentation.
Thank you for the word, bringing your word to the US. It was really summing everything. Yani, as usual, my civic team. Yani, thank you so much.
Yeah, that's our group, Civic 6. Yes.
Thank you so much for the insight.
You're welcome.
Stephen is in the middle of a meeting, that's why he couldn't reflect, but thank you for joining us as well. Thank you for coming, thank you for feedback. If you don't have any comments, we could finalize it by now.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Have
a great day.
Bye.
Bye.
Felipe. Bye.
Bye.
السلام عليكم.
وعليكم السلام.